what is the purpose of power, right? And this became an interesting game because it wasn't just about having purpose, it was ultimately about uncovering power. And power itself was an interesting conversation because power taught me that I could be a lot of things. Having a lot of power meant that I had actually the capacity to do two very important things, which is I had the power to destroy and I also had the power to create. The power itself is needed for both. There are power needed to destroy shit and there's power needed to create shit. Now let's take a look at this inside of the way most of society operates. Most society finds a lot of their notoriety and their significance from destroying. And so the power they search for, they actually acquire through destruction. They criticize people who put themselves out there. They criticize people who attempt to create change inside the marketplace. They criticize politicians. They criticize businessmen. They criticize people online. They criticize videos. They spell check the shit out of people. They criticize their wife. They criticize their children. They criticize their parents. They spend most of their life addicted to finding power through the idea of destruction. But see, what's so crazy about it is that it's temporary. It's a cocaine high. When I find significance, which allows me to feel powerful, when I feel powerful by lopping the head off of another man so that I might feel taller in my stand. Hey, here's the deal. Here's why you're so amazing. Because you're shorter than me. Well, motherfucker, you just cut my head off. I know you feel like you grew, but you didn't grow. You just cut the competition down. You cut other people down. Cutting other people down, unfortunately, makes people feel powerful. Now, I've done it, you've done it, we've all done it. We've done it in situations that didn't make sense. This is how I lived as a husband. I lived as a husband in my first marriage and my second marriage, confused as fuck about what it was to actually be a man. And so I spent most of my idea acquiring power through the destructive game of criticism. My ex-wife and I criticized, constantly criticized, destroying one another, finding power, which ultimately was the energy and the fuel to go. Going out online, it doesn't take a hero to talk shit about somebody else. That's why the minute I hear somebody criticizing another person, trying to find power through destruction, I ask them one simple thing. What have you fucking created? Well, Donald Trump this. Motherfucker, you can't even govern your own household. Last time I checked, you spend 9 hours on social media. You can't pay your fucking bills. Why don't you shut the fuck up? You don't get to have an opinion about producers when you're a destroyer. You don't get to have an opinion about creators when you don't create shit except for the illusion of power through destruction. See, this is a lie. It's easy. It's fast. It's like masturbation and porn. You can masturbate and look at porn. Nobody's going to stop you from doing this shit. And I'm not even saying it's a problem. What I'm saying is it's a sellout. Masturbation and porn will never be connection and sexual intimacy with your wife. You can go on to porn, you can watch all kinds of crazy shit, you could even get some donkeys up in the mix. And inside of that place, it will never be legit. It will be another fantasy found inside this game of intimacy. Hey, you know what? Pornography, it's my intimacy. It's bullshit. It's not true. It doesn't actually build you up. It doesn't help you become anything. It definitely doesn't point you towards a queen. But inside of it, just like pornography, criticism and destruction have become the new fuel for most people. Listen, I know how I'll get powerful. I won't put myself on the line. I won't put my life on the line. I won't put my name on the line. I won't attempt to try anything new. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stay glued to the game that I've been playing, and I'm going to find power by reaching out and simply criticizing all those who try. Interesting, at least here in the United States of America, that we were built on a country with the foundational principle of change, the opportunity to create. We had a president for 8 years in this country whose entire marketing campaign was change. Shit didn't really change a whole lot this way or that. I'm not saying it's going to change a whole lot with Donald Trump. What I am saying is that humanity as a whole has begun to find power that is weak and a lie, and it is the power that comes through destruction. That doesn't require you to be tough. There's nothing fucking tough about you talking shit about somebody else. There's nothing tough about you that the only fucking conversation you can have every day is a conversation about why somebody else shouldn't play. Oh, well, here's why that person's stupid. Here's why they fucked up. And look at this stupid shit. And, oh, did you hear about Bobby and Sarah's marriage? Motherfucker, what are you doing about yours? It's a problem if you're in a marriage where the only conversation you have is about other people's relationships. It's a problem if you can't spend time with your wife without other people being around. It's a problem if the only thing you can talk about when you're with your friends is the bullshit that you talk about other people who aren't there. But guess what? I get it. I understand. I do, because that's a plan that sounds sound to men who are in a sedated state. And systematic sedation is taught men the power comes through destruction. What if the only way you could gain true power was through creation? See, if we come back to the purpose of your life, and the purpose of your life is progression, there is no progression through destruction of other people. There is no progression through the destruction and competitive nature of comparing you to another person. There is no growth in this. You cannot get taller by lopping the head off the man next to you. This shit does not work. It's a temporary fix. Just like going to the porn, typing in the old YouPorn, Pornhub, whatever the fuck you go, whipping it out and jerking off. This does not actually progress you. It's a temporary high. It's a temporary release. Just like going online and talking shit on social media, being anonymous in your game. Oh, fuck these guys. That's why it's all hilarious. I love watching the videos where they'll be having somebody they do on a live talk show is talking shit about a fighter or an athlete or something of that nature. They'll have that fighter or that athlete hiding behind some wall, and they'll be interviewing, what do you think about so-and-so? And some guy will be talking all tough. Oh, this guy, he's a fucking piece of shit, and da-da-da. And guess who walks up? The man they're talking shit about. What's so funny to watch every single time is the following. They go from tough, talking shit, criticizing, power and destruction. Then the creator shows up. And all of a sudden the destroyer realizes that he's operating off of the fumes that come off the wake of creation. And when a creator's in the room in conflict with destroyers, creators dominate the day. But the problem is most of us have learned to play a different way. You were taught that creation comes through criticism. It doesn't. You were taught that creation and the power of purpose of power comes through destroying other people. What if the power that you and I were searching for, what if the power that would set us free, what if the purpose of power was to create? What if you and I were here to test? To test, to progress, to create, to try, to consider, to ask questions, to challenge the status quo inside our own minds. See, Wake Up Warrior wasn't built because I wanted to make a point. Wake Up Warrior was built because my life was not working. My life was burning to the ground. And so here comes a little caveat to this conversation of destruction. See, there is a form of destruction in which there is power, true power. And it's when a man has the courage to look in the mirror, put his hands on the sink, and look deep in his own eyes and realize the life he has been living has been a lie. And that the only path to power is to destroy the life that he currently loathes. That the only way to progress is to let go. Now that destruction, that is power. Because that sets a space and clears a space for man to actually create a life that he could desire.